It's just, I would never disrespect the basketball gods. And I understand that it's a real thing, and I would never disrespect the basketball gods when it comes to playing this game. So I put the time and the effort and the commitment in it, mentally, physically, spiritually. Every time I hit the floor or I'm at practice, whatever the case may be, trying to set the example for my teammates and a younger generation that's watching me or watched me throughout my career. I mean, shit, my son is right over there, so I can't afford to cheat the game ever, and I would never do that. And I got to set an example for him over there too. So,
you liar!
As Jay-Z would say, if you can't respect that, your whole perspective is whack. Maybe you'll love me when I fade to black.
Get out of here, LeBron. Go back to LA. Don't come to New York with that shit. Boo! 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 LeBron! LeBron! You never beat Jordan. You never beat Jordan, my Oh, Kobe! You bum. Oh, Kobe!
And it's just basketball.
Get out of here!
Anyway.
All right, people, let's talk about something that honestly blew my mind when I read it. Time magazine has named LeBron James the athlete of the century. Now, I don't even know where to begin with this, because either Time magazine is completely out of touch with reality, or they made a very calculated and very wrong decision for reasons we can only guess at. Let me be clear. Time magazine has absolutely no idea what is actually going on with LeBron James. Not in terms of his basketball, not in terms of how the fans truly feel about him. They threw their credibility out the window by handing this title to someone who has more negative highlight compilations than almost any other athlete in recent memory. Flopping compilations, traveling compilations, lying compilations. It's all out there for anyone to see. And let's not forget, athlete of the century is a massive claim. Are we talking about the last 100 years? Because that includes Michael Jordan. That includes dozens of athletes who were far more dominant, far more respected, and far more deserving in their respective sports. Any way you slice it, this choice is very hard to justify. So the article was apparently written right around the time the Lakers were playing the Houston Rockets. Without Kevin Durant, by the way, a detail that mainstream media conveniently keeps leaving out. In the article, reporters asked LeBron how long he plans to keep playing. His response? It's up to the mind. Where the mind goes, the body will follow. Okay, deep stuff, really. He then added, when I'm not in love with getting to the arena on game day 5 hours before to start my preparation, when I'm not in love with getting to practice 2.5 hours beforehand, then I'll know I'm done, because at that point, I'll be cheating the game. Now hold on. Let's sit with that for a second. LeBron James is out here saying he'll start cheating the game when he stops showing up early. The implication, of course, is that he hasn't been cheating the game up until now, and I'm sure a lot of his supporters nodded along to that and thought, yeah, that makes sense. Our guy would never. But let's ask a real question. Is flopping, throwing yourself to the floor when no one touched you, trying to manipulate referees, is that not cheating the game? Is spending years trying to stack rosters in your favor, is that not cheating the game? And while we're at it, LeBron, what exactly are you doing 5 hours before tip-off? Because it certainly hasn't translated into better free throw shooting. It hasn't made you a better defender. In fact, for someone constantly praised for his basketball IQ, his defense looks genuinely confusing at times. Not just lazy, actually confusing. Like he has no idea what assignment he's supposed to be covering. Maybe he's showing up 5 hours early to work on dance routines. Maybe it's the handshakes, we don't know. Later in the article, they write that James continues to sustain his excellence to a degree never before, seen in major pro sports. Now, Time magazine, have you looked into the allegations surrounding performance-enhancing drugs? Have you heard the claims from people who say they know exactly what LeBron is using? I'm not saying it's confirmed. But as a major publication, shouldn't you at least acknowledge that these questions exist before calling someone the greatest of the century? Then they talk about LeBron leading the Lakers past the Houston Rockets. Great. But where is the mention that Kevin Durant, Houston's biggest star, wasn't playing? They just leave that part out entirely. And when it comes to the Lakers getting swept by the Oklahoma City Thunder, Time magazine calls it being sent home by an undermanned team, implying LeBron didn't have Luka Doncic or Austin Reeves. Fine. But they didn't give the Rockets the same courtesy when LeBron beat them without Durant. The double standard is impossible to ignore. Look, LeBron James is clearly still playing. He told reporters that even with no voice, feeling sick with practice an hour away, he's still having fun. Good for him. But that doesn't make him the athlete of the century. This feels like a manufactured narrative being pushed harder and harder precisely because a lot of fans have started to see through it. The revisionist history, the selective reporting, the one-sided framing, it's all becoming more obvious. Time magazine, by publishing this, has done serious damage to their own credibility. And that's a shame. Let me know what you think. Do you agree that LeBron deserves this title? Do you think Time magazine got this right? Or did they completely miss the mark? Drop your thoughts below.